Hello and welcome to the final round of the GT World Challenge presented by the Simpit and powered by Sim Racing GP. I'm your host as always. Currently we only have 2 people in the server, but we are expecting the other 2 to join as we speak. We do have Ken E-Step and Heiko Schumann, as we just said. Heiko has just jumped into the server. Celine Witcher is here, obviously current champion. She won the series at the last race. And her teammate Natalie D is here as well, so good to see both of those drivers here as well. So we'll head over to the track and see how everyone's getting on in free practice. So currently looking at our new champion, Miss Celine Witcher. So guys, as you can see, there is a little bit of a change I've done. We do have now flag information. The only way we can do that is if all drivers have low fuel motorsport. Hence why you can see from the 2 ladies, we can see they are from Turn 1 Motorsport. Ladies team being obviously Turn 1 Valkyries. So we can actually have the drivers and nations flag showing. Obviously, we only have 4 of us in here tonight, so we will not bring that up for now, but we will do it for next season. But we'll have a look of what cameras we are running today. So we do have our onboard cameras. So to get the E-Step, as he's the other car out on track right now, we do have a lovely rear view camera. Bring down the game volume just a little bit for us. Joseph Galkov, he's just turned up for tonight's final race. We have our door camera as always as well. Like last week, our cameras are selecting as we select them. So, no input lag to this week, what is nice to see. Also, we do have the up-to-date points as we speak. So I'll bring them up for you. As we see, Celine Witcher with 234 points. Heiko Sherman, even if he won today's race with Celine not being here, he would not be able to match the points, being 25 points for a win. So Heiko Sherman in second with 208 points. Jaroslav Galkov, 151. Natalie Lee with 104. Ken E-Step with 77. Stephen McCaffrey, we haven't seen for a while, he's on 64. Carl Al, he's on 50 points. Alex Lafros, he's on 36. Callum McLeod and Chris Jenner both on 10 points. Rennie Garcia on 8 points. Wouter van Murik on 6 points. Devon Booth and Ola Snarkmist unfortunately have not been able to make any of the races for the season. But next season, guys, as we said, we are moving over to the GT3 cars for GT European and also GT America. Season 2 for American season is also going to be starting. So we have, on date-wise, because I'll bring that information up for you as we speak, Season 4 of GT Europe, because GT World Challenge is getting renamed to GT Europe. That will be starting on the 6th of January. 6th of January at 8 PM UTC. And then a couple of hours later than that, also on the 6th of January if you are in America, 7th of January if you're in Europe, as at 2 AM UTC on the Saturday morning. So again, US, it will be Friday nights for you. We'll have our second race what will be the GT American League. So GT European first, then a couple of hours later we'll be hitting up into the American League. Again, the American League might be broadcast. It depends if I can get hold of people to do the broadcast for you, as I will be racing in the GT American League. So we might actually do a broadcast of it. We might do the broadcast as myself driving. We might also do the broadcast through other people using the same system as you see here tonight. I was carrying on with through practice. So the current person with only a lap time in is Miss Celine Witcher with a 1 minute 53.150. There are a few other cars out on circuit. So that Natalie looks like she's going to teleport back to the pits. So we'll switch over to Mr. Kenny Step in the Camaro. Camaro should do good here, as there is quite a few awkward curbs, and as we know, Camaro looks at curbs and goes, what are those? As he can steamroll straight over them without a single issue. So we have Heiko Sherman. He's also now out on circuit. Get a few laps in. Just going to go to the track overlay second, as I've got to do something in-game. Now we are back to the live action. So Natalie Lee's just put a new fastest lap in of 153.027. But Heiko is now on his first fast lap, so we'll see where he comes. So there's a big slide through Crocodiles. So it comes up to Cheetah. This is one corner. You don't want to cut that yellow curb. Will send you into the ground rush. Heiko nearly found out there. It's not the best time, but it is a lap time in of a 1:57.7. Kenny Steps got a 1:58.1. Both are going to be obviously looking to improve on those times. So we look over at Jarosław Galkov. We'll have to see if today he gets a little bit of better luck, because the first few rounds he was looking at good pace, and then unfortunately lost all on his own accord, and then gets into the fights with the ladies a lot. There is nothing in the rule book saying that the girls can't help each other. There's nothing that's saying that no driver can help others in this race at all. There never has been that rule. There never will be that rule. But the last 20 seconds now of free practice, and then we'll be heading over into qualifying. Is Heiko Sherman on a better lap? Yes, he is. I do believe there's still time to gain though for Heiko. 1:54.955 for Heiko, but he is going to get one more lap in. So, coming through Sunset into Club. The old circuit there used to go up the hill instead of being a left-hander. It was a right-hander back in the day. Joseph Galkov goes into the 153s. Currently 9 tenths off of pole. Again, this is only free practice. Like, really not slowing the car down and trying to turn the car in. Not getting the best lines through stuff. It's very messy coming through Cheetah again. So we're just going to swap over into qualifying as we speak. Looks like everyone is just going to be taking their time to come out on pit lane. I say that, and this Celine Richards straight out onto pits. So we'll get back straight over to the track right now, as everyone is rolling. So I'll leave the data up at the moment of saying what car numbers on which. But as soon as we get their first laps coming in, we'll change the data as always to show their best laps and what is their qualifier deltas. So you can see if they're up on the time or if they are losing time on the next fast lap. So Celine will be the first one to come out and get on their first fast lap. So across the line now. Kalami, one of those great tracks for endurance racing. So we're just joining now the original circuit. Turn 1 it used to face the opposite direction as you used to come flying down the hill. So this part here is all original circuit layout. So we now come up towards sunset. Very long right-hander. And here's Club Corner. This now turns left where it used to go right and go back up the hill. So this is now part of the new track layout. So lap times are carried over from how long they were in the pits before the end of the last session. So ignore those times at the moment. The ones we're looking for are what their qualifying bests are going to be, what will be after this first lap. If they have not dirtied their lap, so as I said, Celine Witcher putting her first lap in, 1:53.142. Just behind you got Natalie Lee coming around for her first lap as well. New fastest lap on 1:53.087. Joseph Karkov comes in with a 53.002, putting himself on pole. Heiko Sherman, he's now out on circuit as well. So we have all 5 drivers out on track as we speak. Let's look at Mr. Kenny's step. One of the best sounding cars on the grid is that Camaro. Mr. Kenny Step puts a 1:57.027 in for his first lap. The next car to be coming across the line again is Miss Celine Witcher. Sherman in the first sector at the moment. Again, his lap time is not valid at the moment. That is still his out lap from whilst he's been sat in the pit lane. This is his first flying lap. Celine Witcher goes fastest now, a 1:52.835. Joseph Galkov comes in and does not improve, a 1:52.7. So Joseph lost a lot of time in that run. We're going to keep an eye on Heiko Sherman. Don't forget that number 1 plate next season will not be on his car. He'll be back to his normal race number. Heiko just not slowing down for some of these corners here. Do not know what was going on with that Porsche. Porsche is one of the more stable cars. It just does not seem it today. But the 66 here of Celine Witcher proving that you can be smooth, you can be steady around here and gain fast lap times. And that's number 66 next season will be a number 1. If she decides to take part in our GT3 series. She will be obviously valid, as well as everyone is valid, to take part in either GT European or GT America. Or if you're feeling very fruity and want to have a good lot of racing, you are allowed to sign up to both series. Celine puts a new fast lap now, 1:52.1, extending that lead now to 9/10 of a second. So as you can see with the GT4 cars, that Fanatec banner is black. Every single car next season will have a black banner, unless you're taking part in both GT Europe and GT America. Then your windshield banner will be white. And depending on how many drivers we have taking part in both, there may be a small bonus, not a championship trophy, but a small bonus, small points championship for both series. So combined points for both. So if you get a win in GT Europe and then GT America in one night, instead of being on just on 25 points for each one, what you would be anyway, that other championship, that one for saying that you race in both leagues, or be the Intercontinental Championship, you'll be on 50 points. So like I said, it's down to you if you like to sign up for both. If you can't sign up for both and you just can sign up for one, don't feel pressured to sign up for both. Just the one is fine by us. We're very even happy to have any one of you taking part in our races. So Natalie Lee goes second fastest now with a 1:52.9. Just edging out Joseph Galkov. He's on an outlap as we speak. We'll have a look over at Natalie Lee. Celine goes even faster, a 1:52.110. Trying to edge out every bit they can out of these cars. Natalie did improve her time, a 1:52.462, so still 3/10 off. We'll get that false white flag for Kenny Step. Oh, no, Ken has now actually stopped on circuit. Expect to see him teleport to the pits, as he has done. Celine Witcher definitely putting better lap times in. Heiko also diving into pit lane. Joseph Galkov, can he improve? Currently 9/10 of a second off of pole. Currently equaling his best lap time. Still no improvement. Now we're into sector 2. To Learcop. Gained a few attempts now. Losing it all. So he gained 2 attempts but then lost it again on the exit. So he comes down mineshaft. To the braking of... My mind's gone blank. I do apologise. Into Crocodiles, now into Cheetah. Currently 1/10 up on his lap. But 1/10's not going to be enough. 3 attempts, 2 attempts now. So this will be a gain of time, but it's not a gain of position for him. Of 52.775. It's only 6 attempts away now. Can he claw that gap in? Got Mr. Ken E-Step. The Camaro. Diving straight back into pit lane again. So 1 out lap comes straight back in. Shiv going very wide there again. In turn 1. Just comes through Sunset into Club Corner. Now coming up to the S's. But they've got those corner names from pretty much every corner, bar these two here. They are just literally called the S's. So into Clear Cup. Right, Heiko, can you control your car on the brakes? This is an outlap, we'll have to see. Ooh, a little bit wide, still some slide in this Porsche. So the car is definitely set up to oversteer. If I was him, I would lower that rear wide height just a little bit. And maybe increase the traction control by 1 or 2 clicks, depending on what his settings are already. At the moment, we only have Heiko Sherman and Celine Witcher on the circuit. We're not on board with Heiko. It's taking too much speed into the corners. I apologise. So Heiko has improved on his time, but a whole second off of third place. See if he can improve at all. Just like Galkov was on circuit. But we will have a look over from Celine Witcher. Steady there through Cheetah. One corner you really don't want to mess up, because if you take too much curb it will just fire you across the track. We've seen it in the GT3 cars, that the cars can actually fly, not even touch the ground from the curb, and land in the gravel trap, and you don't have time to slow down, you will end up in the wall. Well, it's not a good position to be in. Heiko Sherman is up on his time. Not sliding about as much now. Seven tenths up. Still clawing in time, but this will be his last lap. Can he improve on fourth place, or is Heiko going to start a bit further down? Can he step? He's going to stay in the pits. So is Natalie Lee. Even if they come out, they will not have no time to get onto a new lap. Heiko is improving. Joseph Galkov, he might, yes, he will get one more lap in. So as he crosses line, we will have 29 seconds left before the clock ends. It will be Celine Witcher who will get the last lap, the last time in before the start of the race. But no, Celine is backing out of it, saying, okay, I'm done, don't need to. Now, Joseph Galkov, can he claw back? At 6/10 of a second. He needs to take that pole position away. As Heiko Sherman has dirtied his lap, he will be starting in fourth place. So all now comes down to Jaroslav Galkov. Can he gain the time it's needed to take pole? Current pace will put him right next to Celine on the grid for P2. Two and a bit tenths, that's all he needs now. As I said, 4 tenths will put him into P2. It's not going to be enough for pole, but it will put him into P2. So you can see the guys are onto the grid now, so whilst everyone is on the grid, we'll have a look over at the track overlay. As you can see here, Celine Witcher will take the championship, so that's why she's got the number 1 plate now on this overlay system. We'll go through the grid. So Celine Witcher on pole. Do apologise. My thing went all weird at my end. There we go. So Celine Witcher will be on pole. Second place will be Joseph Galkov. Natalie Lee in P3. Heiko Sherman P4. And Ken Estep at the rear, bringing up P5. Again, we'll bring up the standings for you as well. So Selena Witcher on 134 points. Unbeatable today, unfortunately, for Heiko Sherman. He's on 208 points. Jaroslav Galkov, 151 points. He's safe for P3. Natalie Lee in fourth with 104 points. Ken Estep with 77 points. Steve McCaffrey on 64. Cal L on 50. Alex Lafros on 36. Callum McLeod and Chris Generelli on 10 points. Rennie Garcia on 8 points. Ruta Van Murik on 6 points. And Devin Booth and Ola Snarkvist, again, unfortunately, not been able to make any of the races this season. But we are about to go green on the formation lap, I do believe. As you can see, Celine does have her flag in the corner and her team name only. This is because they have a low fuel motorsport account that is linked to ACC TV. So having that low fuel motorsport account will be able to show your flags and also your team names as well. We could also bring up their driver ratings if you want to have a look. So there's their ELO for the two ladies. And there is their safe rating. So quite good ratings from both of them. We are getting ready to go. Celine has dropped off onto the jacks. As Kenny Estep firing up his car. So we are only now been 30 seconds to go. So, final formation of the season is underway. Now is the time to get these temperatures up in these tyres. As we've said all season long, GT4s do not have tyre blankets. So it's down to the driver to get as much heat in those tyres as possible before we start today's race. do apologise. My system had muted the microphone, so I do apologise that there's no talk the last little bit. I have actually been speaking, so I do apologise. So we do have Natalie Lee currently sitting on the fastest lap of the race for 1:52.4. All drivers 2 laps ago now set their best lap times all in sequence, with Celine Witch doing a 1:52.710, and Heiko Schumann did a 1:52.617. And Jaroslav Galkov did a 1:52.592, and Natalie Lee straight after did a 1:52.447. All 4 drivers putting in their fastest lap, all on the same lap. Definitely good to see. So pit window opening in at 10 minutes and 10 seconds. I do believe the pit stop is going to be the changer in this race. You see the cars gaining, then losing time. Fortunately, Mr. Kenny's step is 22 seconds already back, but his lap times are staying consistent. As we always say, Mr. Kenny's step, Mr. Consistency, as always. The overall pace may not be just there, but he is very consistent with his lap times. It was very good to see. And also, as an overall, we have seen him gain over time and become better and better nearly every single race. Again, this is your top 4, all fighting for position. Celine Richard did qualify pole. Heiko Schumann qualified 4th. Joseph Galkov qualified 2nd. And Natalie did qualify 3rd. So, all changed bar 1st place. But saying that, in the first lap though, we did have Joseph Galkov in the lead in front of Celine Witcher. He was able to get past her in the first turn. It's going to get decisive now of who we watch, because Natalie Lee is gaining on Joseph Galkov, but Heiko Schumann is gaining on Celine. We'll come over to Heiko Schumann. He's the one who looks like he's gaining the most at the moment. So I was just going to sit here and let this race through. Not much to commentate on at this precise moment in time, but Natalie Lee now looking behind. Didn't make the dive. It's definitely ticking that dive potential. She's got to do that dive correct time, because you can see now she was within just 0.3 per second, and now just come down into Crocodiles is 1 second back. So can Natalie Lee get this run now? This is the run she's been looking for. Can she make the dive into the hairpin? No. Joseph Galkoff just parking the car where he needed to do. Can she get him now into Crocodiles? This will be a good breaking point now to be able to try to dive out. There's many different lines you can take. Still sticking there, but we are now under 5 minutes now from the pit window opening. If we look at this battle up front is also getting interesting. He's doing his best he can to try to get past Celine. Can Heiko get his 5th win of the season, or is Celine going to take her 7th win of the season? Spread out a little bit more again over the first sector. So Lee there making a mistake in Crocodiles. Falling back now. Joseph Galkov now. Out. Runs very off track. Now right behind Heiko Sherman. Can he use the slipperiness of the McLaren to pull onto that Porsche? Oh, I do apologise. I do apologise for that there. But as I was away, Joseph Garkov did make the pass Heiko Sherman. Heiko now going to be trying to get that second place back as he dives. Makes a messy dive there from Heiko. Let's put Natalie Lee now right onto Heiko's rear end. So the pit window is now open. We'll have to see if anyone takes the early pit stop or is everyone going to try to push it as late as possible. Look at Natalie Lee right on the back of Heiko Schumann. To get the drive down right at the corner there. That was the second part of the S's. So Natalie Lee going to be the first one to come into the pits. Very nice pit entry from Natalie there. That has now freed up Heiko's rear end. So he can refocus on trying to gain that 1.8 seconds now he has lost to Jaroslav Galkov. Let alone the position as well on top of that. But out in front, has been doing since the did start is Celine Witcher. So Natalie was stationary for 35.7 seconds. Valid pit stop. See Heiko, he's now decided he's going to dive in for his pit stop as well. We'll have to keep checking the other things there. So. Natalie pit stop was all good, no speed of any type. But look at this, Jaroslav Galkov, now he's got past Heiko, has crawled the gap back into Celine. We have to see what it's going to be like after the pit stops. Jaroslav Galkov is definitely reeling in. Celine Witcher. Heiko's pit stop a bit better of a time there. Ooh. was contact there between these two. No position gained. So as I said, Heiko with a 32.5 second pit stop time compared to Natalie's 35.7. Both the front runners are staying out. Not coming in for their mandatory stop, as we say at the moment. We will look further back. Heiko and Natalie. You see that gap definitely did increase during the pit stop. As Mr. Ken E-Step is coming in to take his pit stop. Total pit stop time here is roughly about about 1 minute length. Maybe just under. Because Natalie's overall pit line time was 3 tenths faster, but it was 3.2 seconds slower in the pit box itself. Now in front, it is still Celine Witcher from Jaroslav Galkov. Jaroslav Galkov diving into the pits. Getting down onto that limiter just before the bold. This will be Celine's time now to extend and try to gain as much time as possible. And then lose as little much time in the pits. As we said though, this is our champion for this season. Celine Witcher. As we said, through the points alone, unfortunately for Heiko, he's not able to gain enough points today to close the gap and take the lead. That is a shame for him. But it has been a good season overall from all the drivers taking part. So Jaroslav Galkov, pit stop time only 1 tenth slower than Heiko Sherman. But the battle is on up here. Jaroslav Galkov's got colder tyres compared to Natalie and Heiko here. The Celine Witcher is now in pit lane. Jaroslav Galkov was stationary for 35.1 seconds. Heiko looking up the inside here now, trying to take that second place back. Natalie looking to follow him through. Not being able to get enough toast, so she's going to fall back. Been very tight there. Maybe some contact, but luckily there was no contact. Celine Richard is out of the pits. Making her way down now towards turn 1. Best pit stop time of everyone though, 34.4. And a total pit start lane time, also second fastest only to Natalie, with a 24.3. Heiko making another mistake into turn 1, giving Jaroslav now the inside. Heiko having a big slide, but keeping the car going. So this is definitely the battle that's going to be going on now for the rest of the race. All drivers have fallen back to Celine. That pit stop was one of the best of the race. So pit stop time alone, Celine was half a second faster than Heiko Sherman. And Heiko trying to having that battle with Natalie right behind it, and then also with Jaroslav. It's fallen back now to 3.6 seconds away from Celine. Heiko will have to pull out some miracle now to be able to take his second win. No, sorry, his 5th win of the season. At this rate, Celine Richard will take her 7th win of the season. Just shows how well that Aston Martin has done over the entire season. And if it wasn't bad enough, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately they are coming up to lap Mr. Ken E's step. Luckily, Ken is very sensible when it comes to traffic. I can have another big slide. So just let Jaroslav crawl his way back in yet again. Right underneath that rear wing now. Natalie though, falling back. She was only a very couple of small tenths away, and now she's 2 seconds back from Jaroslav. Maybe pushed too hard at the start of the second stint here has grained her tyres. So everyone did their pit stop nice and clean, no issues, no penalties. So it's a pure fight from start to finish for all our drivers taking part today. And remember, to sign up for the new season, you must be in the Discord so you can see the rulebook, and also the join code for each league is in the chat. If you cannot find it, you can DM me at any time or ask in the threads for each one what is the join code, and it will be posted for you. We do ask for all drivers to be in the Discord to take part, just so we can have you at the end of the race for a interview. You don't have to be in the voice chat active, you can be in there completely muted and deafened, so you don't have to listen to everyone, but it's nice to be in there with everyone, so when I do need you to come in for your interviews, it can be done much easier. Heiko Sherman here is closing on Celine. Last lap from Celine was a 153.1, with Heiko was a 152.7. So Heiko is gaining, but can he keep gaining? Now, as we are under 20 minutes to go in the final race of the season here. For our GT World Challenge GT4 class. And for the final time in 2022 as the new season starts on January 6th. That is UK, European and USA. Both start on the 6th. The only reason there's a double date for GT America is for European drivers who are wishing to take part, as it will be the 7th for them. There's a new fastest lap for Joseph Galkov now. One at 52.435. Heiko's on 52.562 on that lap. So Heiko put in his new fastest lap in, but also so did Celine. Celine put her new fastest lap in for 152.612. Everyone last lap put their new fastest lap in. As I said, up in front, Celine Witcher closing down now onto Kenny's step. Ken is one of our Simpit endurance drivers on iRacing, so he knows when traffic's going to come and how to be predictable around them. Celine there, just giving the flash to Ken, just to let him know that she is approaching. And she is now within 1 second. That's why Ken's now getting the blue flags waved at him. There you go, Ken sticking to his line just like he should do. It's for the others to go around him, not for him to jump out of the way. As for him jumping out of the way will be unpredictable. But sticking onto the racing line is predictable. It is where you're meant to be, so it is known. Just being a little bit extra careful there. Run. Make sure he went wide enough just to give Jarosław the run as well. Fortunately getting held just a little bit by Ken. But very well done by Ken. Trying to get out of his way as much as he possibly could. But out in front, it is still Celine Witcher from Heiko Sherman, Jarosław Galkov, Natalie and then Kenny Step, bringing up today's grid. It definitely looks like it's in the settle down mode again. Just got 16 minutes remaining. So the battle here is getting intense. Again, Jarosław is now closing again onto Heiko. Getting a much better run out the final turn. This will be the point to dive for it. Heiko staying to the inside. Blocked and then stayed still. Didn't remove yet again. So new fastest lap there by Natalie Lee at 1:52.2. Just making a dive on Heiko, but running wide. Joseph will have to give up that position. Joseph been very aggressive. Look at this, Natalie Lee though, gaining all the advantage here. Going off circuit yet again. Just covering the inside at Lake Boot. Natalie going, that's okay, I don't want you here. If I was Natalie, I'll go for here at sunset. This would be where I would want to go for the corner. Unfortunately, K-Team is not able to put the power down to get there. So 11 minutes 33 seconds to go. Heiko again having that big slide through turn 1. Does let Joseph close in just a little bit every time. Unfortunately for Joseph, it's just quite not enough. Natalie trying to put as much pressure as she can on the back of Joseph. Celine Richer now gaining more time. That's a 4.3 second gap. The more this lot having picking up fights and having some slides. Celine is just there going, thank you very much. You lot keep battling, you keep having these issues and I'll just pull away. Heiko makes another mistake. So now there does look like there's contact. I'm going to have a look back at the replay. See what happened here. Which I was looking over different details. So Heiko got loose on his own accord and then there was contact between the two. As we go back to live, Joseph Galkov is now in front of Heiko Sherman, but now this looks like there's contact between Natalie and Heiko. Heiko, has he used up all his tyres already? Cars looks like it's just fallen away. Looks like he's used too much of that tyre. So can Heiko now keep control of this car? No, another big slide. But gaining a little bit of time when he did it that time. Doesn't look like he's quite slowing down in a straight line enough before turning in. Oh, Natalie getting into the back of Heiko slightly there. So that's a massive avoided action. So she's falling back now. And here's Heiko now. Very much late on the brakes into turn one there. Can Heiko get back into second, or is Joseph Galkov going to take his second place back from qualifying? If Natalie was able to take back third place, we would be in the same position as we were on the grid. Under 6.5 minutes to go. Heiko going deep again. Made him fall back from Jaroslav, but now falling back into the grasp of Natalie. I think Heiko has used up a lot of his tyre. Just going to set up myself something, guys. So, we're going to have a look. Again, I do apologise that I keep going quiet. As I said, I am still feeling rather unwell, unfortunately. But we are now coming to the very end of the race. Just a little bit longer to go now. Under 3.5 minutes of the final race of the season. Again, can Heiko Schumann take back second place? Can Natalie Lee get past Heiko? Or can Natalie get past both drivers? We'll have to see. Celine Richer though. Nice comfortable gap now, 7.4 seconds, where this lot have been fighting. Was given Celine that open window just to run away just that little bit. So an absolute dominance over this season. This will be race number 7, I believe. Yes, today will be 7 wins out the season. Heiko has 4 wins. And Natalie Lee has 1. So, 2 laps remaining for these drivers. This will be the time now to try any last desperate moves to gain any position. Okay, right on the back of Jaroslav now. Oh, there is contact. We will have to look at that from multiple angles. Well, it's a little bit late there. Is our system going to start working again properly? We've Heiko made the dive. It was not the cleanest from our drivers. Would expect to be a little bit cleaner than that, especially for the last race. There will be something we look over at the end of the race itself, as the timer has now ended and we are on the final lap of the final race of the season. And we'll go over to Celine. Now halfway round. The final lap for her. Just 2 more turns to go now. Come through Cheetah, and then the final corner. Heiko Schumann and Joshua Galkov are side by side, it looks like. There will be Celine Richer taking the win and the championship. These guys are getting their elbows out. I will have to look back over that. apologise for sound breaking up there. Okay, there will be penalties being applied after the race to Joseph Galkov. But guys, we are going to switch over to Celine. So we're going to play the outro of the track as we wait for Celine to jump into the voice. She's hit. So I'll bring our champion into the voice right now. Celine, well done. 7 wins at the season. And the championship. Yeah, it was great to see all the way through the season. Very consistent all the way through. A few good battles there between you and Heiko. But at the end, just nudging it out just enough to take the win. Oh, exactly. It is always the consistency. And that's what's good to see. And that, are you going to be joining us for next season with that number 1 plate on the car? That'd be good to see, because we also, don't forget, we also have our GT America season that will now roughly start in about 4 hours' time, because it's roughly a 6-hour gap between each event. So as we start our race over here tonight, it was 8 o'clock UK time. It'll be 2 a.m. UK time for the race starts. And in that America League, I take part. I race in that league myself. So maybe see you in both. We might have to see. Yeah, no worries. Thank you again for joining us. And guys, I'm going to head off the stream right here. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next season. Remember, 6th of January. If you want to get your sign-ups done, be sure to be in the Discord so you can get the join code so you can be a part of the league yourself. So, everyone, take care. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next season.